Mathioli Charanam, Jayanandalala. We are going to go over Amma's quotes today. So, Urmila, our quote, please.
Mathioli Amma. It is the duty of all parents to teach their children what they should observe and learn. They cannot do it on their own.
This is such a very important, significant quote for all of us. Ambal is very particular about children and how they are groomed for this world. It is not basically for them, but it is for the whole community overall. It's like a tree, you know, a tree is nice, it looks good, but it's so useful for everyone. When you want a shade, you go under and sit under the tree. When you want to protect yourself from the rain, you go and stand under the tree. Again, the nature is an example of how to be. How can we be useful to another person? I'm doing my jabam, I'm doing my seva, I'm doing my thing, is not how life should be. How can I be useful? I'm not socializing, I'm not talking to anyone, I'm being by myself. What good is it doing for another person? How are you helpful to another being? So when you bring up a child, from the beginning, the first seed to sow is love. We may have many problems with many people around us, but if we sow that seed of hatred, if we don't like a person, if we tell that child, I don't like this person, that is the first seed of hatred we sow. It may not benefit the child. It is not even required for that child to know that you are not in good terms with that person. Let the child decide for itself if he wants to stay away or have a connection. Unless the person is poisonous or toxic. Still, we don't want to put it in their mind. We can keep the child away from that person. Correct? It's so simple. It's like how we protect the child from fire or anything, a knife, a scissor. What do? We take it and put it aside. So what we sow in that system, it's so important, just like they say, right? You pour milk for the snake. One day the snake will bite you. Why do they say that? Not that the snake is bad. The snake is not bad. Whatever you have to train it. Whether it's a dog, when you buy a dog, what do? We train the dog, we train the puppy. Sit, stand, eat, don't eat. You have to train it. Otherwise, what will happen? It'll sit on your head and play tabla. Then we cannot have any peace of mind with the puppy. Niya nana naido. The puppy will rule the house. Training is required. for anything. You love a puppy, you have to train it. And it grows to be a faithful dog who can be with you as a family member, and you'll be proud to have it in wherever you go. You don't have to be embarrassed. Oh, I'm sorry for my dog. I'm sorry for my dog. You don't have to be sorry for your dog. Oh, he's such a well-trained dog. He's so well-trained. Who is the trainer? There's so many instances where the dog has bit their own owners, right? Because the dog was not trained. Same thing with children. Why do we think children are different? They have to be trained. They have to be molded the right way. And who can do that? The parents. The first thing they see and they continue to see as a baby is the mother. The baby always sees the mother. The mother is the role model. Mother is the first guru. Why do we say Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam? The mother is very important. Mother instills all the needed character, ideals, everything in that child. Yaru pavam appa amma? Abdine, people ask with pride when they see a good child, who are your parents? At the same time, yaru pavam appa amma. That is like, who are your parents? I want to come and bash them. So it can be both the ways. So what our responsibility is to bring up a child who can be useful to this world, not a burden to this world. We have a big responsibility as a parent. So if you ask, what can I do for that? Instilling the faith, the existence of the ultimate truth. Ambal. For me, it is Ambal. For you, it could be Lord Vishnu. For you, it could be Lord Shiva. Could be anything. Krishna. But that is the ultimate truth. Sowing the seed of faith. If the child says, Amma, I'm scared. I'm scared today. I have an exam. Tell them, don't worry. The Lord is there. Go take his blessings. Have you done your part? Have you studied? She's going to say no or yes. If he or says yes, then tell her the Lord is going to do the next 50%. You did your 50%, he will do the next 50%. And what is that? Helping you remember whatever you've learned. But without that 50%, it's incomplete. So all that faith is on that child. I have to remember. See how much stress? So by giving this ultimate truth, you are giving the child a rope to hang on to. It's like you're accompanying him or her to the examination hall, to school. Here, take this with you. This is the power that will come. Faith is very powerful. And which Lord will not hear a prayer from a child? Which Lord? That's never happened in history. If a child prays to the God, because of the innocence, the Lord hears it more. And what are you doing? You're giving it to the child. It is your duty to show the child, hey, that is who you have to have faith in. Not me. I'm not permanent. Which mother and father have said that? I'm not permanent. Nobody has told the child, I'm not permanent. They must have told it maybe later on, but not when the child is growing. Permanent is something that is not having a body. If you see something with a body, it's not permanent. None of us are permanent. Instilling all these important messages to the child is the duty of the parent. The child nowadays, they all know Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Iron Man. Not many know Hanuman. It's all Hanuman. Hanuman is சொல்லலாம். Ganesha, Krishna. They're all real-time heroes. But all the kids will know all these heroes that are not even real. Hmm? Hanuman, Krishna, Ganesha, Lord Shiva, all Ambal, all of them are real. Talking about their miracles not only rekindles our faith, but it rekindles the faith of the child also in understanding, oh, really, the Superman and all are not even real. This is real. Are you serious, Amma? Now I'm going to take this to school. Now I'm going to take them to school. So it's like they will never come out of that stage after that because they have known the real. Will they leave the real and come to the fake world? No, because you've sown the seed of faith so early stage in life that they will never walk out of it. Even if they do stray, they will come back. They will ultimately come back. It's like Upper, right? Tirunavukar. He eventually came back. He knew. He knew everything because of his parents and his sister and everyone. He knew the ultimate truth. He came back. One story from our Puranas that this quote reminds me of is the story of Prahalada, Bhakta Prahalada. Who does not like this beautiful child? He's so adorable. I'm sure all of you know his story, but I still repeat it because it's key for this. Of course, he's the son of the Asura Hiranyakashipu who wanted to destroy Lord Narayana. And he goes to do his penance to attain that power so that he can come back to fulfill that desire to destroy Lord Narayana. So he had to do penance for many, many years. And that is when the queen was carrying the fourth child, the last youngest child, Prahalada. That is when he left to the forest, to the mountain, to do his penance. Taking that as an opportunity, the Devas, who are very scared of Hiranyakashipu, came and attacked the palace when he was not there. Indra, Lord Indra, with all his other devas, they all came to attack the palace. Very good timing. But the queen was carrying this child. Indra took the queen and he wanted to keep her in a secluded place so that she gives birth to the child and he can kill the child and then release her. That was his idea. So he took her with um, him, and while he was on the way, Sage Narada stopped. Sage Narada said, Indra, do not do that. It's a sin. So Lord Indra says, what are you saying? This is another asura growing in a womb. I don't want it coming out. I mean, I want to finish it before it does more damage to us. So Sage Narada says, no, you have no idea. That's not an asura. That's a bhakta of Lord Narayana in her womb. And I have come to do my duties. So please allow me and leave that lady, the queen, alone. I will take it from here. So Lord Indra, of course, he had no choice. This is Sage Narada, not an ordinary person. He listened to him and let her go. Sage Narada took her to the hermitage like he was really saving her. He said, you know what, you stay here. I will take care of you till the child is born. And once the king is back, that is Hiranyakashipu, you can leave. So she felt very safe. Now she was doing all the seva there, cooking, cleaning, all that she was doing while the baby is growing inside. Now every day Narada would say, you sit with me, because she had no peace of mind. She was stressed out what is happening to the king because the kingdom is taken away by the devas. She was very stressed out and she was going through this non-stop worrying. So Sage Narada says, every day I will talk to you about Lord Narayana. You just sit and listen. So she would sit and he would talk about Lord Narayana too. The beauty is none of what he said went into her head. She was Hiranyakashipu the whole time. But you know who was listening? The baby was growing inside. The baby was listening to every word that was being told, was being taught. That the sage sat and preached to the queen, was grasped like a sponge. Everything was absorbed by the child. The queen had no idea what the sage was saying. Every day she would just sit. But again, the sage Narada knew who he was talking to. He was not talking to the queen. His instructions by the Lord were, you sit and you teach everything about me to this child. So he knew who he was teaching. He didn't care the queen was not listening. He knew very well who was listening to him. He taught everything a realized soul should know. He taught to the baby in the womb. So when the baby was born, it was already a realized soul. No Gurukulam was needed. Nothing was needed. So by the time the king came, the queen was so happy as her lord. She achieved moksha. The queen was very happy to have her king back. And then everything was, they're back in the palace and Hiranyakashipu was, creating so much chaos because now he had got the boon that we all know. No man, no animal, not on land, not on in the sky. Not daytime, not nighttime. He covered everything. He covered everything. But the Lord, can we cheat the Lord? No. There's some loophole somewhere we leave behind. So the Asuras always left some loophole. So this child, from the beginning, when he was sent to the Gurukulam, Shukracharya's sons, both of them were in charge of the Gurukulam to teach them that the Lord is Hiranyakashipu. So the Gurukulam everybody was in learned that Hiranyakashipu was the Lord, not Lord Narayana. But when these two would be gone somewhere, to take a break, and Prahlada was alone with other children, he would start talking about Lord Narayana. He would start talking about all his leelas. And the kids, like Superman, Spider-Man, they get very fascinated by these stories. And Lord Narayana has more fascinating stories than his father Hiranyakashipu. So the children were, wow, really, Lord Narayana did that? Did he do that? So he would have created this aura in the Gurukulam. And so everybody, by the time these two came back, the teachers came back, they would be singing praises of Om Namo Narayana. It was Om Hiranyakashipu changed to Om Namo Narayana. So now they had to get a stick and they had to say, no, this is not right. The king will kill us. Go back to what we taught you. So they had to rewind and go back. And the kids, because they were scared to get beaten up, they would chant the Hiranyakashipu's chant. So this is what Prahlada used to do. What a mischievous kid, but it's so cute, right? So this story, I mean, we all know the end. We all know what happens and everything. But I took this part of the story to explain how important it is. There is no age to instill good things in a child. This child got to know everything in the womb, and that is why when the mother is carrying, we always say, listen to good things, speak good things, be positive, keep your mind clear. The Ambal always said, listen to Skanda Sashti Kavacham, listen to Vishnu Sahasnamam, listen to Lalita Sahasnamam. So whatever you are listening is, the child is listening. Whatever you're eating, the child is eating. Whatever you're thinking, the child is absorbing. So we have to be so cautious. As a mother, we have big responsibilities. Now, how did Narada come and do his duties so efficiently, meticulously? It was not easy for him. One lady is daydreaming about her husband, and he's just sitting and talking to one lady who's not even paying attention to him. Think about that. He still did it because it was the Lord's orders. Instructions were from the Lord himself. Lord Narayana has told him, go there, do this. All of us are also here. Ambal has given instructions to us too. Are we doing our duties? Because when we have a child, it is our duty. It is our responsibility to teach the child about her. It is our duty. We have to teach the child about her. Are we doing it? It's a small thing. That is what this quote is. Same thing again when we go to the Treta Yugam. It happens with Ravana. We see Ravana's story. I have explained it in detail when we spoke about Lord Kuberan. Lord Kuberan, who is the stepbrother of Ravana. So I have explained the whole story of Ravana there. You could go and, listen to that. It's definitely opens our eyes to many lessons. Now, what happened with Ravana? As he was a child, the mother, she was an asura. The father was a rishi. So the mother instilled hatred. She sowed the seed of hatred in the child. Hatred for all the devas. So as a child, he grew knowing hatred. And then he did a penance. He was so powerful because his father was a rishi. He was so knowledgeable. A plus in everything. Not many asuras are like that. He was one. Very unique asura. He was so knowledgeable. He used to sing well. He used to play the veena. He used to play the drums. He used to play. And it was not just a casual playing. He was a scholar. Well versed in whatever he touched. And then he did a penance because his mother forced him, go do penance to Lord Shiva and get immortality. That was the most hardest penance and he did it. But when Lord Shiva showed up, he forgot what to ask him. He forgot what to ask him because this is not an ordinary person standing in front. The Lord. He was so fascinating. He was so mesmerizing, like a magnet. He was standing there, so beautiful, with that snake around his neck and Ganga flowing, and the whole magnificence was too much. He forgot why he was even standing there. When the Lord asked him, what can I do for you? What do you want? I'm so pleased with your penance. Tell me, what do you want? And he says, I want to be the greatest devotee of you. He was supposed to ask immortality. He landed up asking, I want to keep seeing you. I want to be your greatest devotee. I don't want anything else, he says. Exactly what we're supposed to ask when we see the Lord. Ravana asked that. Ravana asked that. Correctly he asked that. And the Lord was so pleased with him. Even without him asking, he gave him the most powerful weapon of all, Chandrahasa. He said, keep it. I'm very pleased with you. You keep it. This is for you. You do good for others with it. Use it to do good for others. So after he saw Lord Shiva, he was drowned in Shiva Bhakta, in Shiva Bhakti. He did not listen to his mother. He did not listen to his brothers. That was going on for a long time until Shurpanaka came. Until Shurpanaka came with the message of Lord Rama and Sita and Lakshmana staying in the forest. She sowed the seed again. She rekindled that seed of hatred that he already had for Lord Narayana. See, when the seed has already been sown, it is easy to dig it out, you know. It is already there. So we see two examples. One is where the seed of love was sown. The other one is where the seed of hatred was sown. And whose duty is that? In both the aspect. Prahlada was a blessing. For him, sage Narada came and gave him the thing, whatever lessons he has to learn about Lord Narayana. For everybody, sage Narada cannot come. Then what are we parents here for? Hmm? We have so many scriptures given to us. Ambal has taken a human form and walked the earth and been with us. Hmm? She has literally stayed, and um, we've experienced her as a family member. You know, so many of us have. Why? So that we take that responsibility of sowing the seed of love to the future generations, teaching about her. It's our responsibility. Sage Narada cannot come for this. But here we see two examples. And that itself should tell you that even if we have any disagreements, bad experience with anybody, we cannot discuss all this with our children. Because as adults, we may forget or we may not, doesn't matter. But the kids never forget. It is there somewhere. We have to tell them that it's your path. You will have experiences. If you do have bad experiences, stay away. Don't store it inside. Store good memories. But we have to be the example. We have to be role models for that. I remember one incident where Ambal had come to New Jersey, and many parents with their children had come to visit her. And there was one particular parent who came and did namaskaram. Very sweet person. But her child, probably 10 or 11 years old, was standing there, clueless what to do. She was doing namaskaram. The child was standing there, didn't know what to do. It's just a small example. As a parent, we have to tell the child, do namaskaram. This is Ambal. This is an avataram of Ambal. You should do namaskaram, take a blessing. Even before we get there, we should prepare the child for it. Or teach the child right there. Instead, that situation was so, wow, I feel for her and the child. They didn't know what to do because you're standing in front of the most powerful, ultimate uh, being. At that time, I know your brain is not going to work. Brain is switched off. In front of her, our brain is switched off. There is no brain. The mind is like out of order. But again, the child missed the opportunity to do namaskaram. So whose responsibility is that to teach the child? Namaskaram Pandit. It's just that one time opportunity for the child to fall in the feet of Ambal and seek blessings. Not that Ambal won't give her blessings if not, but just saying, us doing namaskaram is a sign of surrender. That also we have to teach the child. And when the child is going for music lessons or part music in any form, party dance and um, singing, dance, or any instruments, that person is our guru, the child's guru. So as a parent, we have to teach them to do namaskaram before every class and after every class and seek their blessings. We have to teach them because this is our parampara, this is our tradition. Our forefathers have done that. And this is the Puranas. That is what they teach. We seeking blessings from the elders. Even if Pati Tata comes, anybody's Pati Tata also, okay? Any elders. We have to train our kids to seek their blessings. We have to teach them. Poi Asirvadam vagikyo. Go take their blessings. We have to do it. They don't know. Because for them, we are the guru. We have to tell them it's our duty. It's our responsibility. So when they grow up, they don't need you to keep saying, if they see anybody older than them, automatically they will go and touch their feet and keep it in their mind. And that's when the older people, Yaru paiye idu? Yaru ponnu idu? Whose child is this? In that proud state, they will ask. Not, whose child is this? Coming back to the original statement. And I end with the same thing. Another thing about this, I forgot one point. It's very important. What I feel is a lot of parents nowadays, they think, I don't want to force my child to, into these shlogams or these, anything religious, anything um, our tradition based or anything to do with the puja or anything to do with the gods. They don't want to force, they say. But the same parents are okay forcing their child to sit and do their tests academically. They want them getting A's in every class. They want them in so many extracurricular activities and shining bright. But this part, conveniently, they say, I don't want to force my child. When this is the foundation. Those things are not the foundation. If you give them this, all that will automatically happen. You don't need to force. And if you instill the love from the beginning, there is no force necessary at all. If the instilling is done from day one, there is no question of forcing. It's like taking a bath. brushing your teeth. Which child is forced to take a bath? Then there is a problem. It's an automatic routine. So the routine will have a shlokam every morning. Routine will have talking about the Lord. The Lord should be in the routine. So where is the force? So when people say, I don't want to force my child into this, it's convenience. It's convenience because the same people force their child into a lot of academic things. They want their child shining bright. They want their child successful. They want their child to get into every Ivy League college. So that thing is not going to work with me. So when the parent comes and tells me that, it just doesn't work. It's very sad when I hear that. So understand the responsibility of a parent is not to get them into any Ivy League. The responsibility of a parent is to get them to a higher space than Ivy League. Now with that, I end this. Urmila, if you can read out the quote again, ma.
It is the duty of all parents to teach their children what they should observe and learn. They cannot do it on their own.
Adiyali Charanam Jainandalala.